Everybody else on this show, all the guests, all you other panelists, everybody's with Boston. And I told you guys before the series, Golden State in 7. And I have been saying this week that while my heart would like the Warriors to close it out tonight in Game 6, my head is saying Celtics. But my head's been thinking a lot recently. And I'm here to tell you today that my head has come to agree with my heart. The Warriors end it tonight. Like Steve Kerr said in the locker room after Game 5, let's do it in Boston. So they will go to Boston tonight where the Celtics are 6-5 in the playoffs. They're way better on the road, 8-4, than they are at home in TD Garden. Wilds, I'm sorry, they get loud. Do they still play that Geno dance video on it? It don't matter. They're better away from all that. And tonight, all that's going to be going on and then some. And the Golden State Warriors are going to send them home in tears because Steph Curry will bounce back from the only playoff game, Nick, he's ever had where he missed the three-pointer. 223 straight games overall, 132 playoff games. He hadn't missed one. He'll bounce back from that. Game 6, Klay will show up. His 2 highest scoring playoff games ever came in Game 6s. He shoots 49% from 3 in his playoff career in Game 6s. Last Game 6, he dropped 30 on the Memphis Grizzlies. Draymond Green will continue to play well. I won't go great like Kerr, but well like he has in the last couple of games. Andrew Wiggins will continue to shame his number 1 hater, which is the guy on the screen with me. And all of that will happen, and the Warriors will
I have a lot to say here.
Close it out
But
tonight.
you just reminded me of something. Because, Brew, I have little emissaries all over the country, particularly at local radio stations. That's kind of my breeding ground. And it's very intriguing, and I want the audience to know that Chris Broussard, it's one thing for Broussard to attack me here on neutral ground when I am here to defend myself. Chris Broussard went on a local radio station in San Francisco last night and took some shots at your old buddy Nick Wright and the Andrew Wiggins take. And you think that doesn't get back to me? Oh, it all gets back to me, my friend. You can't go on 95.7 The Game in San Francisco and think Bruce and Ray Ratto aren't going to immediately report back to me what Chris Broussard had to say about me on their midday show. So I'm aware of what you're trying to do here. I'm also aware of this. Wilds and Jenna, you guys can be the judge, but I think we have our second flip-flop of the series. I think Warriors in 7, 10 toes down, Warriors in 7. Now all of a sudden it's Warriors in 6.
No.
That doesn't. Not a flip-flop?
No,
doesn't qualify? Okay.
Thank you for being objective.
Apparently a flip.
Well, I just didn't know. I don't know the rules.
That's where you're at.
I didn't know the rules. I know that.
You sunk that low to where you're reaching that. Stop it.
Wait until I go on, the radio station in Tupelo, Mississippi today, talk trash on you, hope it never gets back to you. But more importantly, why I think Brew is wrong is I think that all those role players he was talking about on the Celtics side are going to play big games. And I know Wilds has, understandably, but I think maybe a little overstated, he's understandably wanted to see more from Tatum. I think he's a little overstated how little he's seen from Tatum. But I don't think tonight's going to be about Jayson Tatum. I think tonight's going to be about Jaylen Brown and about Al Horford. The Celtics have won 2 games in this series. In those 2 games, Jaylen Brown and Al Horford were outstanding. In their 3 losses, Jaylen Brown and Al Horford have been bad. And we focused on Tatum, but those 2 guys, if they play well, the Celtics will win. And Wilds, not only do I think they'll play well, I don't think tonight is going to be a great game. I think tonight is going to be a lot of, Sweet Caroline, a lot of drunk Boston fans,
Great
which
song.
really I'm very uncomfortable with them being my allies, and a lot of celebrating, you know what I mean, in Beacon Hill or wherever the hell you guys hang out. I think tonight is going to be what a lot of these playoffs have been, a double-digit victory for the home team, and I think the Celtics will force a Game 7 where all of a sudden all the pressure shifts to Golden State.
Here's what I'm
Beacon
worried
Hill.
about. I want the Celtics to win.
Stupid Hills.
I want Jayson Tatum to be Game 6 Bucks Jayson Tatum. We're at 46 points on 32 shots. He had 11 straight points in the fourth. That guy hasn't been around. Now he's shooting 24% in the fourth. And Broussard, I just think it's bizarre that you can say, hey, the Warriors are going to win, and never really mention Jayson Tatum. It doesn't feel like you're worried about Jayson Tatum at all. And, you know, you're the facts over feelings guys, but that's what gives me pause. When you can talk about how this game is going to play out, and both of you guys are not like, you know who's going to have a good game? You know who's going to show up? Their first team All-NBA superstar. So that's why I'm in a little bit of a rut this morning. I've tried to be critical of Jayson Tatum. I've tried to be inspiring to Jayson Tatum, and now I've just been convinced to lower my expectations. I want Game 6 Bucks Jayson Tatum to show up, Broussard. I just don't know if he's going to. Are you worried at all that Tatum can carry the Celtics to a victory? Be a little bit worried for my sake.
He can. Look, I still think he's a legitimate superstar. He's a great player, but he is going through growing pains. He is, and I told you, Wiles, I know it's painful right now, but years from now, hopefully you'll look back at this and say, yeah, he learned from that. But he's learning right now, and I'm not confident he's going to have a great game. I don't expect what he did against the Bucks in Milwaukee when he played probably the best game of his career with the 46 points, 9 rebounds, I believe. I think like Nick is right about one thing. I do think Jaylen Brown will play better tonight than Jayson Tatum. I don't believe, though, that all the role players will step up. You know, we talked yesterday about the disappearing act of Peyton Pritchard, 0 for 5 the last 2 games. Derek White, 28% shooting like the last 3 games. Al Horford, Nick, hasn't shown up after the great game on 26 points.
3.
He's had 30 points in the last 4 games. You know, but 30 points total in those 4 games.
Yep.
And Grant Williams is averaging 3 points a game over the last 2. So if Tatum's not awesome, Brown won't be awesome, but he'll be good. I don't know where it's coming.
Brown could be awesome.
Marcus Smart has been very good. For him, for what he is. He's been good.
I think Brown could be awesome. I wouldn't be shocked if Brown has more than 30 points tonight. We've seen him score 40 in these playoffs. We've seen him be excellent. I don't think he's going to have 3 straight down games. I also don't think Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard, or Derek White are going to save the day for the Boston Celtics. It's got to be their best 5 guys. It's got to be Tatum, Brown, Horford, Marcus Smart, and Time Lord. Those 5 guys, which is why I don't think you have to have Tatum have some explosion. But I don't want Wilds to be in a rut. This is a big day for him. One of his 3 favorite teams, along with the Knicks and Magic, have a chance to get 1 game away from an NBA title. So I want to make you feel better, Wilds. I can't prove this, but I have reason to believe that even though we have an amazing and growing number of viewers, I'm not certain Jayson Tatum is one of them. So I think his play might be independent of your commentary. I don't think you should feel like I haven't done enough to inspire Jayson Tatum. I think there is a chance, albeit an outside chance, Jayson Tatum is maybe not, up to date on your peaks and valleys of his performance. So I don't want you to own the Jayson Tatum disappointing finals. I don't think it's on you. Another great Boston moment, like Robin Williams said to Matt Damon, it's not your fault, buddy. It's not your fault. Jayson Tatum's just a young guy who's struggling in the finals. So I don't think you should own that.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.